Hello, I am Chucky Castillo, and here is my manager interview. I interviewed Jose Calonge. He's with Roca Bath Products. He is the operations manager there. His number is 305-434-2154. And his email is jose.calonge, CALONGNE, at us.roca.com. So, with the first question, what do you believe are the 2 to 3 keys to being a good manager? Jose answered, it's about leading people and what motivates and supports and brings the best out of his team. He said he tried to be honest and have empathy and to treat people with respect and to always listen to his team. For him, it was always important to lead by example. And one of the most important things he said was to try to delegate the work responsibly. For question 2, what are the greatest challenges facing managers today? His case, he is a manager remotely, so he works out of Miami. So he said to handle things remotely is very difficult because he's not always on site. And he says to try to handle things properly without having people being burnt out. He also said some of the biggest challenges was the new generations and how to adapt to the constant changes and customer expectations also. C, how many years did you manage before you believed you really knew how to manage well? Jose said he was a tax lawyer accountant previously, so it took him about 3 to 4 years, he said, before he felt that he could lead and manage a team, in a positive direction. He said that handling big groups was difficult at first, but he learned how to manage them after a couple of years, and he just noticed that the changes from year 1 to year 3 on how he handled things. D, how do you decide on what you do and what you delegate to others? He said this was a difficult one because he felt that they're all a team and he needs to make decisions as a team. There are some aspects he's considered that were higher value and he'd like to be part of that. But he also said that it can be a good opportunity for the team to take it on their own, but he always wanted to be advised on the output. So he said it was good for him to delegate that stuff out to others, but he also wanted to see the end result. E, what mistakes have you made as a good manager that he'd be willing to share? He said not trust his team enough on delegating tasks and having them accomplish their goals. So he just said that he just never trusted his team enough. He micromanaged a lot, is what he said, instead of just giving his team the tasks and having them perform them. F, what advice would you give soon to be managers? He said to be clear, be kind, respect, and to trust your colleagues. Treat them as an equal and not to take things personally. Listen more than you talk. If you make mistakes, take responsibility for them and acknowledge them. He said that was one of the bigger things he had when he first became a manager, was to be clear and to trust. He said clear and trust at the beginning were difficult because he was more in the workforce and not as much as management. So to translate that out, he said, for others to be able to understand them on the direction they needed was kind of difficult at the beginning. He said as he went along, he learned how to communicate more with them and to also, like he said, to trust your colleagues. So he said that was another difficult one because he micromanaged so much that he wanted to do the work himself instead of allowing his colleagues to do it. So he said that was one of the tougher things that was for him, that he would want to give advice to a soon-to-be manager. The last one, G, if you had to do it all over again, what would you do differently, if anything? He said one of his biggest things was hiring. He said to hire in, he would take his time on hiring his staff, just taking the time to hiring a good team and not rushing into that, and not taking things personally. He said he's just a simple employee. He's not a shareholder, even though he's a manager. He said not to take things personally. That he said one of the things was, it doesn't matter who's sitting behind that table, that employee on the other side of it will give them the same type of argument, or whatever issue they may be having. He says one of the biggest things is not to try to take things personally, because it's not really directed at them. I appreciate you. Thank you.